What's up, everybody? The boys are back. Hard pass back. I'm, of course, accompanied with the one and only Rim Breezy. What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
We freaky, man. What's up, man? How you doing, brother?
It's a good day to be alive. It's a good day to be alive.
Hey. Streaming from Remy's living room tonight.
Yep.
Let's go.
Downstairs.
Biggest fan right there, Allison, always
hopping
in first.
You know who else is down there? The person who never joins. Harris.
No way.
He's just down there. He's just chilling.
He's just chilling.
He just hates us. Hates
So,
everything.
I guess we can say, Remy, it was a pretty good weekend.
It's a good time to be a Gamecock, baby.
Bow, boys!
It's a good time to be a Gamecock, baby.
Let's ride. I got this. I have to walk around with this everywhere I go. Hey, them boys turn up, though, this year, so happy.
The roller coaster ride.
Honestly,
that they have put you through emotionally.
We're not too long removed from us talking about how bad this team is, how roller coaster this team is, how hilarious, how we haven't seen a team just dominate anybody in a decade. Fast forward Tennessee.
I think 3 weeks ago, there was a little bit of a mindset from you of life after Shane Beamer. This quickly.
I was already thinking and honestly, hats off to Shane Beamer and the coaching staff, but apparently some stuff happened behind the scenes after the Florida game to the point to where, we kind of talked a little bit about last week. Is the offensive coordinator coaching for his job? How does that look like? Well, apparently he lost his job after the Florida game. They were mutual decision to split ways and him kind of go follow Matt Rule after that game. Weird that after that game, he started really coaching really well. Once he just knew he was not going to have a job and he needed to perform, and the whole fuck it offense that they said they started doing and drop your nuts defense, all the crazy shit that was going on with all of that. I will say, Remy, and I don't know if you noticed, out of everything that's happened, but something very crucial has happened to the South Carolina football team in these past 2 weeks. And do you know what that is? So in these past 2 weeks, Remy, we have not only played with a confidence, we've played with a DJ swagger in the backfield. And have you seen, it's funny because you started seeing people make a play, get up, pop somebody, get up. You start seeing, our tight end / fullback just straight mushing people, talking shit to their faces, scoring touchdowns. Like, they kind of believe in themselves a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I felt like most of the year they were overconfident. But it is good to see them.
I would say they're overconfident until they played anybody worth a damn.
I'm very happy to see that confidence show up in a game where they're actually living up to it. That's what I like to see. That's what I don't like to see you out there touting like you're big shit when you're barely beating Georgia State.
I agree.
But when you come out, you slap 63 on Tennessee's face, and you go out there and you give Clemson all they want, and you end up winning that football game, then talk your shit. That's the time and place.
Honestly, I think this bowl game is going to be massively important. I think if he could finish strong and win the bowl game, which, honestly, I desperately want Spencer Rattler to come back. Desperately.
I think he will.
I think the height that he's ended the season with, Remy, if he can carry that momentum in the next year, he's one of the best. I mean, honestly, if you watch quarterbacks and watch him rip it, he's the best arm talent in college football today. There's not a quarterback, and I know C.J. Stroud and the kid from Alabama. pure arm talent wise, he has the best arm in college football. He makes throws that is absurd that NFL quarterbacks couldn't complete.
Yeah.
But then he does a lot of boneheaded things where he throws picks on the 1 yard line.
It's all mental for him.
It's a mixed bag for sure.
It's been mental for him. It's never been a question of him making the throws. The throws also can be made. It's just the mistakes have got to be cut down.
For sure. And that's 1,000%. He also has to believe in his offensive line, which was damn near hard to believe in for a while. Mm-hmm. I will say these last couple weeks, the offensive line has taken major strides. Let's not get it twisted. That Clemson front seven is stacked full of NFL talent.
100%.
And they gave up a few sacks. They kind of gave up a few busts. But when it came down to anchoring down and blocking, they held their own, bro.
Yeah.
They couldn't
run. No, they looked good in pass, but couldn't run block for shit. They held their own in pass blocking, which is all we ask for. We don't ask for a lot. Just give us a little bit of time back there and let us make something happen. I mean, I'm very excited. It's, I was so down after the Florida game, and I was in my head of like, dude, every single thing I thought could go wrong with this football team went wrong. And we were just as bad as I imagined us being at the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. And then, and I don't know what happens behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. I'm not in that locker room, but we talked about it last week, and I'm going to talk about it again this week. That ain't the same offense. I'm sorry.
There's no way.
I don't know what's going on back there. That ain't the same offense.
That's the bowl game offense, Remy.
That's not the same team.
That's the bowl. That's the offense that played in the bowl game.
Yes, 100%. And even better, we were running actual route combinations.
Yes,
post routes that made sense with the timing of the play action passes that were actually effective, and Spencer Rattler when he needed to making big time throws, and it just was like we didn't score an offensive point against Florida. This is where so. At the end of the day, 8-4 is 8-4. I'm ecstatic. I did not expect us to win 8 games.
I said 7 at the beginning of the year, and that was steep.
Yeah, I said 6, maybe 7 with a bowl.
Yeah,
we're 8-4. I'm ecstatic, but I can't help but feel like if this offense played all season,
we were cheated a little bit. You feel a little cheated.
We were cheated a little bit
because now it's like wait a minute, this has been here the whole time.
We screamed into these microphones all year long how much talent was on this football team, how many talented football players were on this team, and they were being held back by poor schemes and poor coaching. Mm-hmm. And I sit there and go, if that offense that we saw against Tennessee and against Clemson, played against Missouri, played against Florida, this is a 10-2 football team.
Which is crazy to think about. But I'm not getting too far ahead of myself. Great win for Gamecock Country. Great. We deserve it. I know. Shout out to Clemson fans. Y'all are being classy about a lot of stuff. August, we'll talk Aggies. We're going to bask in our glory for a little bit before we kind of get off to South Carolina.
August, we haven't had this in 8 years.
8
years.
So, just kind of going back to South Carolina, I will think this is also the first couple weeks in a row where we deserve to win these football games. I haven't walked away with them feeling lucky at all.
No.
A lot kind of got away from us a little bit. And this is the first time in a really long time that South Carolina, man for man, kind of stood with Clemson. Mm-hmm. I will say,
we played the better game. It was a closer game than it probably should have been.
Right.
Between the safety, the interception in the end zone where we had a 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line, the pick 6. I mean, Clemson made their share of mistakes, but we made back-breaking mistakes and still found a way to win the game.
I'm not saying all that, whatever, who played better, whatever. We went toe-to-toe with Clemson.
Yeah.
We athletically, coaching-wise, talent-wise, we were right there with that team. And now, you know what's funny? You know the reason why we beat Clemson, Remy?
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to say the same thing
that
I'm
going to say.
It's because DJ Ugalele is terrible at football.
So if you go back, this is the first time in a really long time that we had the better quarterback in the series.
Mm-hmm.
We had the better quarterback in the series. That it kind of tilted our way a little bit. And when I say better quarterback, DJ Ugalele, however you pronounce his name, is one of the worst college quarterbacks I have ever seen. If he was the quarterback at South Carolina with the talent that we had, Remy, we would literally win 1 or 2 football. We'd beat Charlotte, maybe. We'd beat South Carolina State.
I didn't even recognize it until after the game.
He had 99 passing yards for me.
Dude, and like 50 of it came on one play. He had like a 50-yard pass. And I didn't realize I had the stats popped up after the game. My man went 8 for 29. 8 for 29 passing. Yep. That is, I don't care what world you're playing in. That's terrible. That's awful.
8
for 29.
We literally put 9 in the box and said, we're going to go man-to-man with Marcellus Dial, a transfer from Georgia State, whatever the Division II school out of Georgia is, the military academy. We're going to go Darius Rush, an old wide receiver who turned out to be a pretty good football player, by the way.
Yeah.
And we're going to go with Cam Smith, who thinks he's the shit. And we're going to go man-to-man on all those guys. And good luck. And by the way, shout out to Torian Gray, the secondary coach. Think about how good South Carolina secondary's been since he's just signed on. Think about how much better we were last year than we never knew we were going to be with Darius Rush and these boys. This year, the secondary, we have 2 true freshman safeties. They don't play like that.
No.
They don't play like they're true freshmen. The secondary is a big part of our defense. If we can ever recruit a linebacker worth a damn, we were going to be set in that position.
Yeah, for sure. I love this too. Somebody asked me after the game who the player of the game was, and I had to sit there. I'm like, no one really jumped out of the page other than the fullback, number 44.
The H-back, bro.
My man made plays.
Not only plays, he's been making plays the past 2 weeks.
The game of his life, bro.
Of course, it's him who strips the guy to end the game on special teams.
Makes a moss catch, just one-handed.
Well, dude, our special teams coach does not get paid enough money.
No, well, I mean,
and by the way, shout out Kai Kroger. He got snubbed. How is he not one of the 3 best punters in the country? I don't know. Have you seen a punter ever do what he just did in this past week? He was downing them on the 2 and the 1 regularly.
He got plenty of practice. So, yeah, sure. It was, it's kind of sad. I'm sitting here and I'm like, finally I'm hyped up. I'm finally like in. And that was the last game of the regular season.
Yep.
That was it. That was the last game of regular season. We got 1 game left. 1 game left, dude. And I'm finally happy.
Our special teams coach could have called a better game than Satterfield.
He might have.
He might have been the one calling.
He might have been the one. You will never convince me Marcus Satterfield called those last 2 games. You will never convince me.
Shout out Citrus Bowl, by the way. I think that's where we're going to end up going.
I'm seeing the projections are us versus Notre Dame.
How cool would that be, dude? Come on.
Dude, Lou Holtz, that's the last day of Lou Holtz on this earth. If we play Notre Dame in a not a
but yeah, so shout out Carolina. We were a 14-point dog. They showed up. We fucked up. We made some mistakes. Them boys overcame it. That's the point of Shane Beamer that I love. He truly has them boys believing in who they are and what they can do. Also, we've been shouting it. I know Clemson fans have been really classy. They'll tell you firsthand, this is not one of the better teams. Clemson had fraudulent behavior all year, and it's because DJ is the quarterback. I don't know what kind of dirt DJ has on Dabo to make him continuously get trotted out there.
They've already said he's starting the SEC championship game.
I don't know.
He just went 8 for 29 against us, and they're like, nope, he's still the starter. You've got a 5-star kid.
The number 1 recruit in the country from last year.
Just waiting. Bro.
It's tough, man. It's tough. And honestly, they didn't give the ball to Shipley at all in the second half, and Shipley is the Gamecock killer. Comment we made about Rattler going into halftime, we won it because of him. I mean, honestly, I know Rattler made some boneheaded decisions, but dude, he made some crazy throws in that football game.
No, he did. Yeah, he really did. He's impressed me tremendously these last couple of weeks. Like I said, the decision making, and that's something. Hopefully, if he does stick around, it'll clean up, and maybe if we do get an actual offensive coordinator in here, it'll make it easier for him.
Facts.
So
Shipley fucks the Gamecocks up, dude. Trey Turner does the Braves, but they didn't give Shipley the ball. They kind of went away from it a little bit. They got a little tight with everything, and next thing you know, they're throwing the ball a lot, and that was not working at all. My man was literally throwing ducks. Like,
how many times were you sitting there on the just kind of like, because it stayed close like this for so long,
for the whole fourth quarter.
I'm like, bro, we're just I can't. I feel like a beaten dog.
Honestly,
I'm just like I'm waiting for it.
I would normally be that way, but this tells you how bad DJ is at quarterback. Once we went up,
we had it in the bag.
I was like, dude, seriously, I was like, once we went up, I was like, dude, I think we might win this football game. Like, I wasn't thinking, like, we're going to punt the ball and they get it on the 40. They're going to drive down. Honestly, I was like, they're going to go 3 and out. DJ's terrible.
Yeah. Also, feels good. Dude, at the end, I do want to talk about some other stuff, but at the end of the day, baby, that's 8 years. The nightmare is over.
That's right.
The nightmare is over.
And even more impressively, going to Clemson and winning a day game. Like, everything was against us.
All the streaks. 40 straight home wins for Clemson. Gone. Yep. What was it? 58 straight wins with a lead at halftime. Gone. Well, our first ever time winning back-to-back top 10 matchups in the history of the school. Even the good years. We never did.
By the way, so Clemson only dropped a spot.
I know. I've seen it.
So Clemson loses at home to an unranked South Carolina team who was their 14-point favorite. They dropped 1 spot?
Yeah, the college football playoff ranking has them number 9.
From 8 to 9.
Yeah, they dropped 1 spot.
Interesting with the top 25 stuff. We could kind of circle back and talk a little LSU. LSU going to Texas A&M. We built for it. Gig 'em. Came away with the upset there, and honestly, they kind of dominated a little bit.
Yeah, it was not that close of a game. What's crazy is LSU, the roller coaster season that they had, the terrible start, the huge upswing, they had put themselves in a position to make an argument for the college football playoff. I'm not saying get in, make an argument if they had won the SEC championship game. And then they get the doors blown off by Texas A&M and just ends all of that. So now Georgia goes into the SEC championship game. They could lose that game. They're getting in. They could lose to LSU in the SEC championship game. They're going to get in. LSU doesn't stand a chance anymore. But what a weird, A&M not really playing the best football,
right?
And then comes out there and puts that up on LSU.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Sorry, I'm eating some popcorn. I'm starving over here.
I love it, dude. It's the beauty of football, man. You get a team like A&M who's not played up to their standard. I mean, let's be real. We got some A&M boys that listen. Y'all are in here, fired Jimbo, pay the $100 million, do whatever it takes. Then you go out and beat LSU.
Handily, too. So, I mean, honestly, I thought LSU was kind of fraudulent anyway. They kind of got that bump, that SEC bump for sure. A team who ain't fraudulent is, how about Michigan going to the Ohio State Buckeyes and absolutely opening a can of whoop ass on them boys.
Whooped them without the running back. The running back had, I think,
the backup had 216 yards.
Backup came in and did his damn thing. Boy, what a perfect day. What a perfect day. Go in and beat Clemson. Ohio State gets the brakes blown off of them as well. Oh, man. TCU took care of business. It was a beautiful
day. So, TCU, who's TCU have to play in the
Kansas State?
So, it's USC, Utah. So, everybody in the top 4 wins kind of currently it's going to stay pat.
I think that's the case. If the top 4, I mean, even if I think Georgia can lose and they get in, I think Michigan can lose and get in because they've just taken care of business all year. I think TCU and Southern Cal are the 2 that are at risk.
They have to win.
I mean, TCU,
that's a big football game. Bro.
TCU's in a weird situation too. They're playing the number 10 team in the country.
Right.
So if it's a close game and they lose,
I'm going to let you know that right now. They're not going to put them in.
I know they're not. Dude, I know they're not. I was watching ESPN before we got on here.
They've been waiting on y'all to lose.
Bro, the guy literally on ESPN goes, man, I know we've been talking about this for over a month now, but what if TCU loses? I'm like, bro, I hate you. I hate everything about you. It shouldn't matter at this point. It shouldn't matter. I can't in my mind comprehend that a team losing their conference championship game would get booted out for a team who's not even playing in their conference championship game. So you play one less game and you're going to get in.
How weird is it that Alabama's not playing in the SEC championship game?
So this dawned on me, and I want you to wrap your brain around this for a second. Because us as South Carolina fans, and really anyone out there, any other fan base out there, you can't really grasp it. But the fact that we're sitting here and saying Alabama's not playing in the SEC championship, nor unless a absolute miracle are they making the college football playoff.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, damn, that's a really bad year. That's a really bad year for Alabama. They're 6th in the country, bro. I wish that was our down years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like when the expectation is that. It's insanity.
I agree that we need the 12 team, but I think this year alone, I'm a little more intrigued to watch the Final Four simply for the fact that it's a bunch of teams that's normally not in there.
You say that, and then TCU and Southern Cal are going to lose this weekend. It's going to be Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State.
And Alabama.
You say that and watch what happens. Oh God!
By the way,
Southern Cal
the Civil War.
I want them.
Oregon State beat Oregon. Literally, some dude got punched. Did you see they punched a fan or something? The Oregon player punched a fan.
I missed that.
Decked him after the game. Just completely decked him. LeGarrette Blount style.
That's
Oregon State won that game. Tennessee went on and released their anger out on poor Vanderbilt. 56-0. If anybody was thinking, maybe, no.
Florida lost to that team.
Yep, they did. We beat Tennessee somehow. Any kind of major upsets or stuff. Kentucky went on to beat Louisville. Kentucky's one of those weird teams that's had up and down year. Fuck you, Kentucky. I fucking hate you guys. I'm glad y'all suck this year. And by the way, suck still win 7 football games. So that's how you know y'all are doing decent. But yeah, kind of looking at this next week's college football, we have Utah USC. That's on Friday. Why in the fuck are they playing on Friday?
Got to get some attention, I guess. I mean, honestly, think about it, though. Like, how much have you given a shit about the Pac-12 this year?
I will say, if you ever watch Caleb Williams, the kid can fucking play.
No, he's a baller.
He can fucking play, son.
He's a baller. I get it.
Look out for the tight end for Utah. He is an animal. Dalton Kincaid. Yeah. He is going to eat. Last time they played against each other, by the way, Utah's the team that beat USC in a crazy football game. We'll see how that one shakes out. TCU, Kansas State. Please. It's in Arlington. It's a damn near a home game.
One more win. One more.
For the Hypnotoad.
One more for the Hypnotoad, baby. Make me happy. Please.
LSU, Georgia. Weird game. Like I said, Georgia's a 17.5-point favorite in this football game. I think Georgia rolls. I think they do end up winning this football game. UCF Tulane in the American Athletic Championship. Two well-run programs over there. So that's going to be interesting. And, of course, you have the Big Ten game, which is the biggest stinker of them all, maybe the ACC. Purdue at 8-4 versus 12-0 Michigan. You want to know You want to hear something crazy, Remy? Michigan, number 2 in the country. They're a 16.5-point favorite against 8-4 Purdue. Georgia, number 1 in the country, playing 9-3 LSU, is a 17.5-point favorite. They're more of a favorite against LSU.
That's crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And Georgia hasn't been beating people like that. They've had some lulls. They've had some games that were closer than they should be. So it is interesting for them to give them that big of a cushion in that one. You know.
And then of course the Clemson North Carolina game, the Subway ACC Championship.
Might as well be the Subway Bowl. Gross.
Is he out for Georgia? I don't know. I know he got hit pretty hard. He got fucked up. Clemson, the reason why they kept number 9 so they could still have a top 10 team for the ACC because they felt bad for them. Clemson versus North Carolina. North Carolina is very fraudulent. Did you see the numbers that quarterback put up though this year?
Oh yeah, no, he was nuts.
Until it mattered though. Until it mattered.
Oh yeah, but also how about Bo Nix?
Bounce back year for Bo.
Did you see the year he put up?
He was putting up some numbers out there, some numbies.
Especially how bad the season started. He looked terrible at the beginning of the season. And then comes out here and has, 40-something touchdowns? Wild. Absolutely wild. What did my man do?
How many rushing touchdowns he had?
He had 27 passing touchdowns. 14 rushing touchdowns.
Damn, son.
Bo Nix, dude.
Changed the scenery, done that man well.
Did him some good. Got out from underneath the family shadow, dude. How about some of these other games, though? Did you? I don't know how much. I know it was a big rivalry weekend for a lot of teams. There was some weird games out there. Did you see what happened to Liberty?
No, I didn't see that.
So the big news today, of course, is going to be the Hugh Freeze has been announced the head coach at Auburn. So they, of course, played their game against New Mexico State. Yeah. Lost 49-14.
Who?
New Mexico State beat Liberty Saturday. 49-14. You want to talk about a team that gave up because they knew their coach was leaving?
Yeah.
49-14. Here's another one that was fun. So people were talking about betting favorites. So Coastal Carolina played James Madison, right? Coastal, I think, was 2 touchdown favorites.
Mm-hmm.
They lost 47-7.
Coastal lost?
Coastal lost by 40. And they were 2 touchdown favorites to win the game. Coastal was 9-1 going into the game and lost by 40 points.
Jesus.
Wild.
That's crazy.
What a crazy weekend. Even the games that didn't mean a whole lot were just wild.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at all the scores. They did go
weird, right?
They did have a lot of dude. Northwestern won 1 football game.
Oh, James Madison was the favorite, 14-point favorite. Well, they won by 40.
Northwestern won 1 football game.
The first football game.
Duke ended up winning 8.
The very first football game of the season was Northwestern and Ireland.
In Nebraska.
And they lost every game after that. Crazy.
That's tough, man.
Crazy.
That is tough. I'm just looking at some of the scores. Texas Tech beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma finished the year 6-6.
That was a crazy ending to that game, too.
The Miami is terrible. The Hurricanes get thumped by Pittsburgh. BYU beat the tree. How about the coach for Stanford? He's stepping away.
Stepping down. That was pretty crazy. He's been there a minute. And he's probably one of the most well-respected coaches out there.
Arkansas lost to Missouri. I see that now. Iowa lost to Nebraska. Weird. TCU put 62 up on Iowa State. Not weird.
This is what they do. TCU. So Iowa State had the #1 defense in the Big 12 going into that game. TCU had more points at halftime than Iowa State had given up all year.
So we were linked to their offense coordinator. Why would their offense coordinator leave the current situation?
Don't get me wrong. I mean, it would be an addition by subtraction for me because I would be very happy if he came to the University of South Carolina, but I'd be very sad if he left Texas Christian University. Their offense is unreal. But, yeah, it was pretty funny that I think they had 38 at halftime, and that was the most I think Iowa State had given up all year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Iowa State didn't give up more than 31 in a game.
Bro, how about? So I guess we kind of audible out of college football, but great day to be a Gamecock for sure. Very, very exciting times. I honestly, the program's kind of got that buzz back a little bit to where I can't wait. I can't wait.
It took all freaking year to get here, but I'm finally amped. We got one game left.
That's it.
And then it's the hope that kills you, bro, because they're going to leave us on this and we're going to go all off season. We're going to go 8 months and we're going to sit here.
Hopefully we'll start seeing some change.
And Rattler's going to say he's coming back and we're going to go into next year and we're going to be like, oh my God, it's just going to be so good. And then next year is going to come and it's going to be like,
Remy, you got to stop thinking like Caleb.
So hype. And then fucking
shout out Caleb, by the way. We love you, brother. I know you're probably not watching, but Caleb's mom passed away, and thoughts and prayers, of course, out to your family.
Big time.
We love you, man. That's for sure. So it's a Gator Bowl, USC, hopefully. No, we ain't going to Gator Bowl, Nick.
You don't want that smoke?
We going to the Citrus Bowl, brother. We got that big power, that New Year's Day Bowl, that Big Six Bowl. Boy.
I really hope it is Notre Dame. I would love to watch us play Notre Dame.
We would honestly. I think we match up pretty good against Notre Dame.
I'd love to watch it.
Not getting carried away, but that would be a cool game for sure.
Tell you that right now. I'd love to watch it.
Shout out to USA. USA beat Iran. I believe today.
Iran. I don't know if you've seen all the fucking political nonsense that's been going on behind it.
Iran. I say Iran because I'm from South Carolina.
We're turning everything into a political battle. It's the damn World Cup.
They're literally asking
players. The players are just like, I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. I'm just here to play soccer, and like this giant political argument all of a sudden. But we won. We won. America.
Christian Pulisic made the goal and immediately got kneed in the nuts.
Taken to the hospital. Posted a picture from a hospital bed. Said, I'll be ready Saturday. That's what I'm talking about.
He got fucked up pretty good, dude.
He did. He took a shot, dude. I was lucky enough to be up on my lunch break for the one goal. So I got to see it. And I watched that man lay in the goal for 10 minutes.
Dude, he was dead. Dude, the stoppage time is getting a little crazy.
It is. Oh, it's
getting a little crazy.
I will tell you. You know me. I'm not a big soccer guy. I don't love it. The stoppage
when they go,
time
okay, the game's over 10 added minutes.
Worst.
Yeah.
The stoppage time thing, bro. I'm almost to the point. It's like, bro, just let them play. They'll get up. If it means something, they'll get the hell up. It's like, oh shit, the other team might score a goal. I got to get up.
Yep.
They'll get up. Stop stopping the game. Let it run.
By the way, South Carolina women's losing in the fourth quarter right now to UCLA.
No Aaliyah Boston tonight.
Really?
She is hurt. Yes, she got hurt. So yeah, they're being given a little challenge right now. Little challenge.
That looks like Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston's what? That's Aaliyah Boston.
Is she playing? I heard she was hurt.
Yeah,
I haven't watched any of the game.
Number 4, right? Yeah, that's her.
Is she playing? She must have been. They were talking about her in the pregame. I thought she was banged up. She like hurt her knee or something like that.
She might be banged up. USA, Matt. USA, that's for sure. Yeah. Pulisic taking a solid knee to the nuts. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised he got up. Like, that was the most direct contact, full-blooded shit I've seen hit directly in that groin area for sure.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That was a tough one.
But shout out, we play Netherlands on Saturday. Can't wait.
I'm gonna miss all of it. I'm gonna miss everything.
What are you doing?
Kirsten's wedding is Saturday.
Kirsten's wedding. Shout out Kirsten.
I miss everything. I miss all the conference championship football games. I miss the soccer game.
Dang.
Well,
I guess she was smart. She figured soccer will never be in the SEC championship, so might as well
do it on the weekend of the SEC championship. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's genius.
So much sense.
Now, little she know about TCU.
I know. Okay. I see here South Carolina's Aaliyah Boston. Game time decision. She was in a walking boot 2 days ago, but she did end up starting. And we're still losing. Interesting.
We're still losing.
So
NFL.
Last little bit here. Stretch run, baby. You watched some NFL this weekend?
I did watch a good amount of NFL this weekend.
Did you watch your Panthers?
Yes.
Did you watch your Panthers?
I watched just win a football game.
Did you watch your team be better than the second worst team in all of professional football?
Bro, how bad is the Denver Broncos?
The Denver Broncos are terrible.
Bro, they're terrible. They have players just trying to fight Russell Wilson. They're not having any issues.
They are, I don't know, dude, that drive, I think they were down, 2 scores.
Yeah.
They get the ball. It's, it's kind of a hurry up situation. Kind of a, we gotta go. It took them 6 minutes to score a touchdown in a hurry up offense. They ran, I think, 12 plays inside the 20-yard line and finally scored. Dude, the Broncos are bad. And I don't know if you've seen how stuck they are with Russell
with that
Wilson.
contract.
His extension, by the way, the extension that the Denver Broncos gave Russell Wilson does not start until after next season.
That's crazy.
His dead cap, if they were to try to trade or release him, over, I believe, $100 million. It's half the salary cap. It's half. I think in 3 years, not including this year, 3 years after this year, I think they can get out with a dead cap of $35 million.
Huh.
In 3 years from now. Holy shit. How bad are they?
Pretty good.
There is one team that is worth. Hey, big win for the Panthers. Old Nick's got it right here, dude. Panthers fighting for a home playoff game, baby. What are we talking?
Stop.
What are we talking, Terry? Home Charlotte playoff game?
Sam Darnold,
playoff game. Dude, the media blows my mind how fast they can turn and switch on people. I heard so many times after that game, Sam Darnold, rest of the year. Sam Darnold. PJ Walker backup, Baker Mayfield inactive, Sam Darnold. Oh, how you quickly forget. Remember after 2-3 games last year, how we were feeling about Sam Darnold? He had me confused. He had me sitting here like,
honestly, I will say,
maybe he's not that bad.
Our O-line has been pretty damn strong.
Yeah. It's Sam Darnold.
No, I'm not talking about Sam Darnold. I'm talking about how great offensive line has been.
I know
that.
At the end of the day, though.
Oh, he's terrible.
Like I said, last year, 3 games in, I was sitting here like, was I wrong? Was I the one that was wrong on Sam Darnold? And then he went back to being one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen play. I don't think y'all have a clue at the quarterback position. I think it's just going to be this carousel of who's playing well until one of them plays like dog shit, and then you put another one in, and you just keep doing that for the rest of the year.
Honestly, there's one thing I do know. Deontay Foreman's a damn good running back.
He is. He's a very good running back. Y'all have got some good players on that team. I think this is why we talked about it at the beginning of the year, that your team was too talented to just be one of the worst teams in the NFL. So you're going to end up in the middle of that first round.
Yep.
You're not going to get C.J. Stroud. You're not going to get Bryce Young.
Yep.
You're going to have to make a decision.
No, the decision is we can suck for another year.
I mean, hey, who's going to be quarterback? Matt Corral? Give him a chance.
Sure.
So here you go. Here you go.
The women have his photos of his dick on posters. What, Matt? What?
So I didn't see that part. I did see a report that some of his accusers, some of Deshaun Watson's accusers, will be at the game this weekend. Of course, Deshaun Watson, for those of you who do not know, is making his regular season debut this weekend after his 11-game suspension, which is still just dumbfounding to me that it wasn't at least a full season. So some of the accusers are going to be there, and I would assume that they were going to have some form of protest put together, but pictures of his Johnson on posters. Don't know how they're going to sneak those into the game. I'm assuming that's outside the stadium.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. From a football standpoint, it's the Browns. It's a little.
The women that are present are probably going to have his wiener on posters. Thanks for clarifying that up, Matt.
That's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I think we kind of talked about it. I thought it whenever we talked about the outcomes for the beginning of the season that it would be too little too late by the time he got there. They did win this weekend against Tampa Bay. They pulled out the upset. Tampa Bay sitting at 5-6 and winning the division. The Browns are 4-7. I think it's too little too late for Deshaun Watson to save them this year from a football standpoint, not the off the field stuff. But he is definitely an upgrade over Jacoby Brissett. So we'll see how he meshes going in through the rest of the year. But it is.
By the way, your boy came back and beat Michael in fantasy. Pretty unbelievable, pretty miraculous comeback in Dynasty. I made the decision to start Ramondre Stevenson over Dalvin Cook, and it ended up making me win this year, win the game.
Good for you.
I beat Michael. I'm 11-1. If I don't win, Remy, I'm gonna be upset.
Hey, don't look now.
Are you making a playoff push?
Don't look now. Your boy has won.
You're 6-6,
4 in a row, and I play Harris this weekend.
When is the last week of the
what week? So weeks 15 and 16 or.
By the way, have you seen how much I've scored 100 and something more points than the second most in the league?
I think I have to check after this week, but I may still be the most points against, which is pretty upsetting. But I was most points against for forever.
You still are.
Am I still? Yep. Look at the other teams close to me and their records compared to mine. They're the worst teams in the league. And I'm sitting here, started 2-6, sitting at 6-6. Pretty good odds to go 7-6. I'm making a push. Baby.
So you have to. Who is 3.5 rings? Who's
Allen.
that? So if Allen loses and you win, you're got a good chance of making it.
Don't look now, baby.
Let's see how
belt.
Dude, if you sneak in somehow, I swear to God,
I'm gonna quit. Belt, baby.
I'm gonna fucking quit.
Jeff Saturday's my hero. Jonathan Taylor's relevant again.
So there's 2 more weeks, Remy. Not 1.
I gotta squeeze in. I'm gonna do it, dude. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna get in the playoffs. My team.
Yes, you have to play. Guess it. So you'll win this week because it's Harris. You play Michael last weekend.
Sucks to be Michael. Squad. Coaching them up, dude. Coaching them up.
I played.
Should have traded DeAndre Swift when I had the chance.
Wait.
And I didn't.
No, I play you, Remy. You don't play Harris.
I thought I played Harris.
No.
I
play Judge. I'm looking at it right now. Week 14. I play you.
Is that this week?
Oh, it's next week. So it's 3 more weeks.
Okay. That's
so you have to go Harris,
pretty sure
me, and Mike.
I got to run the gauntlet. That's what you're saying. Hey, man, you ever thought about benching all your players next week? Or like,
they might use a bye.
You know what I'm saying? They could use some rest. They could use some
Honestly,
rest.
if it's the fuck over Allen, then sure.
All right, what else we got from this weekend in the NFL? How about he was back? It felt good for 2 quarters.
The left arm.
The left arm of God. It felt real good for 2 quarters. I'll tell you that. It felt real good for 2 quarters to be back. And then not so good. Came out. Did you see the numbers? Did you see the stats? My man,
so he was
put up.
He was 1 yard short of 300. I watched the whole game.
I
watched how y'all couldn't block after Armstead went out.
Listen, we're not talking about that. We're talking about before that. We're talking 278 passing yards at halftime. 278. This is a competitive game. That's a 500-yard passing game, bro. 30-0 halftime. The Texans are the worst team in the NFL.
They're terrible.
Bar none. It is not even close. They are
terrible.
Awful. They are so bad. I hope no one watching is a Texans fan. Better luck next year. You are garbage.
You are garbage. Try again next year.
Garbage.
We'll see you then.
We had some good games. Bengals, Titans. Titans are playing Titan football, man. They're just gritty.
They're going to hang around. They hang around, you know.
Bengals end up with the win, put themselves right back in that conversation for one of the better teams in the AFC. Mike White is the best quarterback on the Jets roster. Don't at me. Zach Wilson's trash.
Did you see what he did in the rain?
Yeah.
It was raining.
He was dotting it.
Yeah.
The big thing, I think one of the bigger differences, too, is not only do I think Mike White is just genuinely a better quarterback than Zach Wilson, he gets the receivers involved. They have used a lot of draft capital on the wide receiver position over the past few years, and multiple dudes being first or second round picks wanting to be traded out of there because they weren't getting the ball. And now all of a sudden, I think if Mike White continues to play, you're going to have a little bit happier.
He's just a better quarterback.
He's just better. He's better. And Zach Wilson all week got murdered in the media for how he reacted in the postgame, saying that he didn't disappoint the team even though he had less completions than they had punts in the game. And did you see him this weekend? He's on the sideline, hoodie up, sulking. It's like, bro, you sucked. You sucked.
Somebody's at the door. Sorry.
You sucked, and you got benched, and you might not get the job back. But it's the NFL. It's the NFL, dude, and we don't do that. We don't live long when you're the late round pick or the undrafted guy, and you've got the first round pick sitting in front of you. Mike White plays one mediocre game. They're going to go back to Zach Wilson, which good. Let them, please. He's terrible. They beat the shit out of the Bears, though.
The Bears need Justin Fields badly.
Badly.
Also, I just looked. United States played 8 a.m. for me on Saturday.
That's nothing for you. You wake up at 3 a.m. to watch Tottenham games. I don't want to hear that shit.
It's because I love Tottenham.
You don't love America? Say it on camera.
Say
it on camera. How about the Jaguars coming back? The Ravens losing another double-digit fourth-quarter lead. Or 2-score. I guess it was 9 points. 2-score fourth-quarter lead blown again. I don't know.
Y'all fell in the power rankings, by the way.
I know. Because the media's – if the Cowboys and 49ers right now are the best 2 teams in the world, according to most of the media outlets.
Realistic expectation for the Cowboys getting to the Super Bowl. Realistic expectation for you guys winning the AFC East.
Yep. That's it. That's the outlook. The Cowboys, Super Bowl, us hopefully win the division. 8-3. Whatever, dude. I don't need them.
Buffalo Bills, realistic winning the Super Bowl.
So, oh my God, dude. I got to send you this TikTok. This is This was wild, bro.
Who's actually good in the NFL? Nobody,
the
Matt.
The Chiefs, the Eagles, Miami, of course. Before this Sunday or before this weekend, and it's wild. But if you go back over the past 6 weeks and you compare Josh Allen's stats to Davis Mills, they're damn near identical. Davis Mills got benched for Kyle Allen.
Yeah, they got fucked. Kyle is terrible.
And Josh Allen.
Wait, they had Patrick Surtain better than Tua. You seen this ranking?
The top 25 players under 25?
Under 25.
Yeah. I don't need them, bro. I don't need them. I don't need the media. I don't need it. We've done without it. We've been without it. Did you see that stuff I sent you, the Tua interview?
No.
About how he had to ask himself, he had to look in the mirror after last year. He said several times last year he asked himself if he sucked.
No way.
Did he not belong at this level? And he said that having a coach that believes in you makes all the difference in the world.
I'm telling you.
Suck one, Brian Flores. You're trash. I hate you. My man was literally, they said it in interviews. He was like, man, do I suck? Am I just not capable of playing at this level? Because of how badly he was treated by his organization, by the fan base, by the coaches. And now he's out here balling, dude. I couldn't be happier. Broke the team record for most consecutive pass attempts without an interception. So,
I mean, Tua is a fucking stud.
Killing it. Chargers
Racist.
On a hell path to give Michael Harris a heart attack. Win by going for 2.
Dude, I'm sure he was losing his shit.
Dude, I think he was asleep. I can't get him to confirm or deny, but I'm pretty sure he was sleeping. But if he was watching, he would have lost his shit when they called, because it was instant. They scored a touchdown. Brandon Staley's out there. Go for 2, baby. If they would have lost that game on that decision, are we starting the countdown for the Cliff Kingsbury fire watch?
Honestly, the Cardinals are terrible.
They're 4-8. They're 1-6 at home. That's where they're supposed to be good. They are not a good team.
They're just not a good run team.
Josh,
believe me, we're surrounded by Cardinals fans out here.
Josh Jacobs put on a show. Don't know if you watched that. Josh Jacobs now has the NFL rushing lead after this past week.
I traded him in the league. I was in. Traded him away.
I also traded him. He had 300 total yards of offense this past week.
Honestly, I know he's a great player. He has some health issues. But guess what this is? This is his contract year.
This is a contract year, baby. And it just means more.
It does.
It's a contract year for some of these players. My man had 33 carries for 229 yards and 2 touchdowns and 6 receptions for 74 more yards. My man went for 300 this weekend, bro. What a game.
I traded him away.
Big win for the Raiders. The Rams, you're done. Stick a fork in you. Just
bro, they're terrible.
Just don't bring anyone back. Matt Stafford doesn't need to play another game this year. Dear God, don't bring Cooper Kupp back for any reason. Allen Robinson, they've already
on
set it
IR
out for the year. Yep. They released Darrell Henderson for reasons unknown. Just call it. Aaron Donald now has some sort of mystery.
He might
injury.
retire. He might retire.
He
was talking about retiring going in this year.
And then look how bad they've been this year. What a Super Bowl hangover. One of the worst we've ever seen. They are 3-8. The Chiefs keep on winning. Travis Kelce's just unbelievable. 49ers beat the Saints 13-0. Jesus Christ.
The Saints turned the ball over so many times in the red zone.
Alvin Kamara, 7 carries, 2 lost fumbles. Oof. I think I said it at the beginning of the year. I just did not like Alvin Kamara this year. And
I just don't, honestly, and it's not a knock on Alvin Kamara. He's not a traditional running back. No. He does well in spread offenses. He does well out the backfield. He's a mismatch on linebackers, but he's not a between the tackle kind of runner. You know
Drew Brees meant everything to Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, for sure.
I just pulled up his numbers, his years with Drew Brees. This is receptions. 81, 81, 81, 83. The years without him, last year 47, this year 49. He's just not the same without having Drew Brees. He's never cracked 1,000 yards as a runner. He scores a lot of touchdowns out of the backfield. This year, 1 rushing touchdown, 2 receiving touchdowns. It's just not there. That offense is terrible. Better luck next year. I don't know what direction.
Better luck next year.
Packers, Eagles was actually a pretty entertaining game. The Eagles, dude, people sleep on this Eagles team. I watched them play. Their offense can score at will.
They're tough out.
They are very tough. And Jalen Hurts is efficient and playing the way that he's playing. He had 157 rushing yards. He had 100 rushing yards in the first quarter of this game. They're a good-ass football team, dude. They give up some plays. They did lose C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who's been playing like the best safety in the league this year. Lacerated kidney. He knocked the crap out of some dude and lacerated his own kidney.
Jesus.
But the Eagles are nice. And I don't know if you watched any of that stinker last night. Steelers-Colts made the prime-time Monday night game, baby.
Did not watch that football game at all. Did not watch one play of it. I watched what's the name make a sick play. The crazy wide receiver for the Steelers. Pickens. He made a sick catch. That was about it.
We are the media. We're trying to be, Matt. We're trying to change these fools' opinions and how bad they are.
Tell him, Matt. Tell him let's get Remy out here. We'll get him on the real estate podcast, and then we'll have the podcast studio to do our sports podcast.
Shit.
It's called Double Dipping, Remy. We just gotta get him out here. So one day, I'm gonna keep turning that knife.
Twist it a little bit deeper.
So
the real, I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but the real challenge begins now for the Miami Dolphins. No more gimmies.
Tough.
No more gimmies out there. Some winnable games, but no more gimmies. Starts this weekend with maybe the hottest team in the NFL right now in the San Francisco 49ers. That's going to be a big one. Mike McDaniel revenge game, however. So we got that going for us.
Is it at? Where's it at?
Their running backs. It's in San Francisco.
Ooh.
And then we immediately turn around with a prime time Miami Dolphins, Los Angeles Superchargers, Tua versus Justin Herbert. Prime time.
Where's this one at? Chargers?
At the Chargers. We just hang out in California for the next couple of weeks. I cannot wait for that football game. Oh, I feel bad for Harris. Then we go Bills at Buffalo. Packers at home on Christmas. Patriots, Jets to round out the season. No more gimmies, but some winnable games in there. I think you can afford to lose 2 of those games, go 12.
Think about where y'all would be if Tua didn't miss those 3 ball games.
Didn't miss those damn football games, bro.
Y'all probably won them. Be undefeated right now.
I know. We were in all of them. Every one of them. We were in them at the end of the games. Fourth quarter, we were in each game. Even the blowout to the Jets, we lost 40-17. We were down by 1 score in the fourth quarter.
Right.
With our third string quarterback. Mm-hmm. So it hurts. It does hurt. And that's why when that injury happened, when that concussion happened, I sat there and I was like, dude, this team is special. They can do things, but we have to have that quarterback. And when he went out, we lost every game he didn't finish. We haven't lost since then. His record in his last 20 starts, by the way, is a 17-3. So at what point does winning because winning is what matters, right?
But not apparently.
But it is though. But it doesn't. 17-3 in his last 20 starts. That's pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
So I don't know, man. I feel I haven't felt this good about my team in so long. I sat here at the beginning of the year and I debated to myself. I sat here and was like, okay, we got Hill, we got Waddle. And I'm like, Waddle came off of that rookie year. Yeah, all those catches didn't quite crack the 1,000-yard mark. I'm like, which one of them is going to be the one that breaks 1,000 yards, bro? They're both. Tyreek's already passed it, and Waddle's like 40 yards away. So they're both going to be 1,400-yard receivers this year, which is just mind-blowing. Good year, though. Who the Panthers got this weekend? Who y'all got Sunday?
Don't care.
Bye week, baby. Can't lose that one.
Can't win that one either. So, shout out to each and every one of you guys. I know we're running about an hour and I'm about to get out of here. Got some other stuff I can handle. But how about them Gamecocks for me?
How about them Gamecocks, dude? The nightmare is over. Oh, my God. If you would have told me 3 weeks ago when I was on my drive down to Florida and I pull up my phone and the Gamecocks haven't scored an offensive touchdown, and don't worry, because in 3 weeks' time, you will have beaten Tennessee at number 5 in the country and Clemson number 8 in the country. I would have called you a Looney Tune. To go to some sort of assisted living facility because you cannot survive in this world by yourself.
But we did it.
We did it. And we looked damn good doing it. Those weren't fluky. Those weren't Texas A&M fluky.
Like, those wasn't North Carolina State punt return, kick return bullshit.
Yep.
We won those football games.
Won the damn games. Sign the extension. Who's the next OC? Who you taking? Who's the next South Carolina Gamecock offensive coordinator?
To be decided.
Who has Terry's vote?
I'm still waiting to see. I'm going to hold that for next pod. I'll do some more research. We'll see how everything's trending. We'll see if I'm back him or not. But we'll wait and see.
I was told by sources that the Bryles kid from Arkansas, TCU's offensive coordinator, or there was one other one I can't remember.
I want the TCU guy.
Clearly.
Look what he's done with like the third string quarterback on that team.
Clearly, you want him. It would be great. That would be massive. Whatever happens. At the end of the day, Marcus Satterfield, thank you for your service. You brought us 2 of the best wins in program history. I think, honestly, best case scenario for everyone involved. Now we don't have to go through the public outcry of either him staying or us firing him after winning those 2 games. And we get to pick a new offensive coordinator, which hopefully will be better for us in the long run. So what a beautiful turn of events it has been in the last couple of
weeks. Think about how bad this football team is. We won 7 football games last year.
Mm-hmm.
How? I don't know. Now we have already improved to 8. If we win the bowl game, that's 9. How in the world? These are some serious shit. There's some shit going on out there.
I'm happy.
Gamecocks country. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
All right, we got anything to say before we get out of here?
Once again, big shout out for those that are still listening. Big shout out
to Caleb. We love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy. Can't imagine what you're going through. Just know we're here for you if you need us. I know, like I said, probably not on tonight. Got a lot going on. But you're in our thoughts and prayers, and we miss having you on here spouting your nonsense. So can't wait to have you back.
Big part of the show, honestly, Caleb Williams. So we love you, man, for sure. All right, guys, we will holler at y'all. Is there a Thursday night game?
I believe there is.
Look out for the socials. We might do a Thursday night game. Let's get that.
It's Bills Patriots.
Well, we'll probably tune in for
Bills
that.
Patriots.
So might catch us live on Thursday. We'll keep you up to date on that kind of stuff. So it looks like the Gamecocks women are about to win as well. So cool.
All is right in the world.
All is right in the world, baby. We'll holler at you guys later.
Peace.